Hi, guys. It's Mr. Johnson and here again, and I just wanted to continue our discussion with a focus on grades and how hard the AP course is in art history. It's a valid concern. Students have a lot going on, so you don't want to overload yourself with like 18 APs in one year, right? But still, we need to be clear about what this is about. For a year of college credit, you can definitely expect to do writing and thinking and a lot of reading about the content that we have to know for the exam. But in the process, you're going to be learning about the world of art. So I think the payoff is pretty legitimate. Despite that, you want to see some numbers. Well, here's our results. 95% of the students who take the class feel comfortable enough to sign up for it. Not everybody's required to take the AP exam, so some students opt out of it if their colleges don't accept AP credit. But for the most part, that tells me that most people feel comfortable enough with the content and the level of instruction that they don't feel like they're wasting their money to pay for that exam. Of those that sign up to take the exam, 93% basically pass with a 3, 4, or 5, and those are the scores you need to earn college credit. So those are pretty fair numbers given our past performance record. Of those that pass, 75% of them tend to be 4s and 5s. So those are pretty good record numbers, and that is based off of the last 3 years of testing. So in July, we'll find out our 2020 numbers, and I'm hoping that that trend continues, and I certainly think it will when we're back in the classroom all together again. If you're wondering about, okay, that was AP, but now let's talk about GPA and grades and class ranking. Here was the first grade distribution for, this is pretty typical of all of my classes. This was a second block art history class. This was their T1 grade distribution. There was a T2 like toward December or Christmas, and you can see that grades are typically higher in art history, but it is possible to still not do well. If you plan not to turn anything in, that could certainly be a problem. Here was the third grade distribution, and I think you can see pretty clearly that if you're there, present, doing your work, you're going to have the ability to get the grade that you would like to have on your record. How is that possible if we're always doing AP college level work? Well, here are a couple of different ways. First, we're going to talk about test appeals and corrections. This is what we do after each and every slide test or skills test where you're working basically in a multiple choice question environment. You're going to be able to argue, Mr. J, on the questions when they come back, when you see that they're marked wrong. If you think that that's an error, or a problem with the Scantron or something that's just altogether wrong, you get to make an argument. And if I agree with you, then ultimately you get full credit back for that question. If you would rather just do test corrections, basically you're going to get half credit back for the corrections that you write. You basically write the question, give a little bit of backup from either your notes or the text, and we use that as kind of a way to review what we missed in hopes of seeing it again and getting it right in the future. And that's worth something. So let's say that you get a 70 on a test, you do all the corrections, that's an 85 back in the grade book. So it is totally doable for you to do well. You also get the chance to do bonus point flashcards. Here, this year, you'll be doing them for a quarter point apiece. That means basically every time you write down information about content, form, function, and context about one of the artworks in the image set that was on the test, you're going to get a quarter point back for the grade on that particular unit. So, and there are units that have as many as 35 different images. So those are lots of points that will be coming back your way. We also have lots of major grade projects to kind of offset the things that are written evaluations or writing scenarios. So the idea basically is every single grading period, you're going to have a chance to work on a project either with a teammate or by yourself that will definitely significantly help you in the process of getting that grade that you want. And just about all along the year, you're going to be doing a lot more group effort and collaboration and teamwork than you probably have in any of your other classes. So you won't ever feel like you're completely on your own and lost. We're always going to be working and talking and thinking about the artworks. So you can see there's a lot of different ways to help yourself there. That's partly what makes it possible just to relax and enjoy learning about the artwork. So I hope that you think about taking the course in the fall.